Okay, this is a demo of certain fencing exercises you can do at home. First, wall touches, and then I'm going to build up to full max Heinzer. Wall touch. The initial wall touch involves no step. The hand positions for an épée fencer involve the wrist outside of the body, that is to the side of the body. If I were facing you, it's like this. After wall touch, try essentially drawing the alphabet with small circular motions situated inside a 4-inch circle, interrupted by wall touches. A, B, C, D, wall touch. E, F, G, H, wall touch. I, J, K, L, wall touch. Next, we're going to do step attacks. I'm going to take this quickly. We're going to get to max Heinzer within 3 minutes. Step attack. Doesn't mean a lunge. Step. Step. Always the tip goes out ahead of the body. You point your tip before you move your feet. Very hard to do in practice, in against an opponent, but it's fine to do in practice, but even then it's hard. When you go back, keep your weapon up. Okay. Next step, lunges. Step attacks are necessary because you can take a second action after a step attack. That second action is very often a lunge. So I'll just show the lunge first. That means your back foot stays planted. Still, the blade has to go ahead of the body. Don't lunge with your body before your tip is fully extended. Point, two. Point, two. Okay, now we're going to take this up a notch and pretty fast. Let's talk about competitive fencers. Competitive fencers are spending time trying to figure out when opponents create a vulnerability. My favorite competitive fencer currently is Anamaria Popescu of Romania. Anamaria is a lefty like me. That's probably part of why I'm partial to her. The other thing is that she has a fairly relaxed style of fencing in which she does not pressure herself to go after the opponent. So we'll show you her style first. Anamaria typically is moving forward, patiently waiting for the opponent to attack, generally not driving, not pushing, but rather staying back. Come forward just to give him a little something to chew on, give him a little something to think about, come back. As the opponent opens up an exposure, imagine somebody coming from the other side with their blade. It's at that point that Anamaria Popescu reaches in and gets them. The opponent comes forward, half step backwards, then attack. So I'll practice a little Anamaria Popescu for you, then we're going to max Heinzer. Back, forward. Back, forward. The great thing about Anamaria Popescu is that she maintains a rigorous style in which the blade is straight, in which the body is upright, in which she's incredibly patient. And patience is one of the things that fencers have to cultivate. Now, max Heinzer. I do not suggest that anybody imitate Max Heinzer, but he is my favorite fencer to watch. Max Heinzer basically tries to create confusion through a consecutive sequence of wild actions that involve wildly divergent positions of the blade. It is essentially the opposite of Anamaria Popescu. I'll do this sideways and then forwards. So Heinzer has lightning speed. He often positions his blade in untraditional positions, pointed up, high, low, threatening, waggling it, making the opponent scared about when he's going to attack. Look. Heinzer will also move his body sideways. So while most fencers, including me, are trying to stay upright on a line like this, Heinzer's doing this. Waggle, 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 blade low, attack. As far as I know, Heinzer practices against a pillow at home, and he has been at least in the top 3 in the world. That said, People who do this, sideways, usually get beaten, unless they're Olympic level fencers like Max Heinzer. And that's your introduction to fencing.